Hey you guys, hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. I'm Precious Pearls, and I hope you'll consider subscribing and joining this amazing family. If you are an OG, hey sweetie, hey honey, welcome back fam, welcome back welcome back fam. Welcome back y'all. It's always good to have you, of course. So I thought I should do this video today because I recently have been sharing about my weight loss and all of that. But obviously you guys can see it if you've been on this channel for a while. The differences are there, okay? They are very visible. Sometimes I feel like because I've lost so much weight, I feel like because I've gotten used to it because it's been a while now. So sometimes I feel like, have I really lost that much weight? And then I go back to my old pictures and then I'm like, yes. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. You have lost some weight, man. So because I've been sharing those kind of pictures, you guys have been asking, how did you do it? Give us tips. Hey, my hair. And initially I wanted to do a video, like just short clips on my Instagram stories. But then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just do a full-on YouTube video explaining everything, because I feel like there are just so many things that I'd like to share. I don't want to obviously bombard you with a lot of information, but I feel like these are things that have actually helped me on my journey, because this was not the first time that I tried to lose weight. I've tried to lose weight in the past before, and it didn't go well, for many reasons. Because also I was not consistent. I feel like I was not really that serious about it. And just a whole lot of other things where I feel like if I had this information, I think I would have made better choices. So today with this video, I want you guys to be empowered, to have this information for yourself, and then decide. Because the thing is, how badly do you want it? How badly do you want to lose the weight? That is the main question, okay? Because even with all this information, you still need to do something. You still need to act. There still needs to be something, sacrifices coming from you in order for you to get to where you want to be. So I thought, let me just do this video so that I don't answer each one of you one by one. So I will not be answering weight questions, please, on Instagram stories, but I'm still gonna be posting my pictures because I mean, siyaflexa because we've lost weight. Siyaflexa, So yeah, I'll still be posting, but I won't be answering weight loss questions, because obviously everything you need to know is on this video. If somebody asks me, I'm gonna direct them to this video, So to make things easy for myself, because it's impossible for me to answer the very same thing to like multiple people. So I'm trying to make this easy for myself, but also to share this information with you guys. I did share when I started, obviously, my weight loss journey. That was back in mid-Jan. Um, and I did say that, you know what, I'm going on a weight loss journey. I wasn't happy with my weight. And I was like, I have to do something about it. And when I started, I got some information along the way. And I'm like, okay. But obviously, it takes sacrifice. You have to want it really bad for you to be able to do this, okay? So when I started, my starting weight was 78 kilograms. And I was like, 780, something must change, something must give. And I was like, no, I have to change. I have to change my ways. I have to change my ways. And so I went on a weight loss journey, and I'm currently at 68 kilograms. So I've lost about 11 kilograms. So I'm like so excited. From 79, actually from 79. Those was 79 kilograms. I'm not sure if I said 78, but I was actually 79 kilograms, and now I'm at 68 kilograms. So I'm so excited. I'm in my maintenance weight type of, but like I wouldn't mind going down to Boma 65. I just need a gap between me and 70. I just need comfort space between me and 70, I don't want, because you know how weight is, you gain, you lose, you gain, but at least be in the parameters of Boma 1 to 2 kilograms, not go over 2 kilograms, you know what I mean? So yeah, but anyway, let's get started, because I think the first thing that was like really important and integral in my weight loss journey was understanding the science behind actually like gaining weight, or what actually happens when we eat, because I feel like gaining weight comes from eating, from what we are consuming. So sorry guys, I feel like we need to understand, or it's very important for us to understand what happens in our bodies as we eat, whatever we eat, what happens actually in our bodies. And I've got a little bit of demonstration that I have here. So I've put in the work. So I hope you guys are actually going to watch this video, and I hope you're going to actually also benefit from it. So let's go through that first. The science behind what actually happens in your body as you eat the food and da 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 da. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so I want to do like a quick demonstration of what actually happens in our bodies as we eat. Like, what's the flow? What's actually making us gain weight? I think if you understand that fundamental principle, then you are more informed and empowered to make the right decisions about what you put inside your body. So I feel like in my personal journey with weight loss, I had to understand this in order for me to make the right choices, right? So I'm very conscious about what I'm putting inside my body. So here's the science of what happens when we actually eat, which is then ends up being the result of us gaining weight eventually, right? If you're not doing it right. Here's what happens. Okay, so I've labeled everything. I hope you can actually see the labels. It's literally difficult for these papers to stand because I don't have those like thick papers, but anyway, let's try. I hope you can actually see them. So, okay, so whenever you eat food, right? Eat food, and then what happens in your body? Your body releases glucose, right? Your body releases glucose into your bloodstream. When your body releases glucose into your bloodstream, there is energy in this glucose that is supposed to be distributed within your body, right? In order for you to function, because that's why we eat anyway. We eat so that we can have energy to function and do our daily activities. So once the glucose is released in your bloodstream, now how do we get this energy into the body, right? Now, what the body does is each time you eat, it releases insulin, right? Releases insulin. What does insulin do? Insulin is responsible for taking the energy, right? Taking the energy from your glucose, transports that energy into your cells, which is like your muscles, and then also your... I shouldn't have mixed these actually. And your organ. That's what your body does. Your insulin is released, and then the energy from the glucose goes into your muscles, your organs, like all your cells in your body, right? So that you can have energy to function all the time. So what happens now is that you wake up in the morning, you eat your breakfast, immediately glucose is released, right? Glucose is released because you just ate your breakfast, right? Ate your breakfast, glucose is released, and then what needs to happen? It's followed by insulin, because insulin is the transport of this energy into your body, right? So insulin goes in, takes the energy from your glucose, fills it up with your organs and your muscles, right? And then say your liver, okay? Then it goes to your liver as well. And then somebody has a birthday at work at around 10 o'clock. They're like, come, do you want to have a slice of cake and a little cappuccino or whatever? And you just ate breakfast at 8. Now it's 10, right? Now you're having cake for the birthday girl at work. Okay, you have your cake from Shatuga 2. Your glucose is released yet again. Now you haven't given your insulin an opportunity to go down, because if you don't eat, automatically your insulin goes down, right? Because there's nothing for it to do. The only way that it is released, it's because glucose is in your system, so insulin has to naturally be released. Now there you are, 10 o'clock, you're eating again, insulin is released yet again, because now we have to what? Take this energy from the glucose, take it to your cells, right? To your cells like that, to your liver. That's what happens. And then lunchtime comes. When lunchtime comes, you are there having your lunch, your pasta, creamy pasta, chicken, da 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 da. Same thing. You haven't given your insulin an opportunity, because your insulin needs to have a chance to go down, right? That's why we have high blood pressure. That's why we have high sugar levels and low sugar levels. So high sugar levels means that your insulin level in your body is high. What's making it high in this case is whenever glucose is released in your body. And then there's another reason I'll mention later of when it like consistently goes up. Then you eat your lunch again, creamy chicken, pasta, glucose is released. There's no other way, okay? Didn't give your insulin a chance to go down. More insulin is released into your body in order to transport the energy into your cells, right? And then while we are still at it, you're like, it's 3 o'clock. I've been having such a rough day. I need myself a hot chocolate. Let me go downstairs to the canteen and go get myself a hot chocolate. Same thing happens because you are eating, right? And this goes for whatever you're eating. Doesn't matter. I'm just making examples of things that I know we like eating, right? Net glucose is released, more insulin is, you haven't even given like an opportunity for your insulin to go down. Still, you keep eating throughout the day, literally non-stop, right? You are not allowing your insulin to go down. But then your insulin still doesn't have a choice. It has work to do. It keeps going, giving your cells, organs, muscles, all this energy because you are eating the whole time, right? You're not using up any of the energy that's in the body. And then comes dinner time, you go back home, you're like, yo, I'm so hungry. You know what? I need me pap chakalaka da 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 da. Okay? Then same process happens again. Releases. I want to show you something. And then your insulin follows because now your insulin needs to transport all this energy back into your cells. And then when the insulin now tries to give your body this energy, then your muscles and your organs say, but I've got enough. Like, I'm running out of storage. I don't have enough storage for this energy. I've got more than enough storage. I've got more than enough energy that you've given me throughout the day. So then, the insulin is like, what do I do with this energy then? Then what does it do? It takes it to stored fat, okay? It stores this energy as fat. This energy is stored as fat into your body, okay? And then what happens is if you don't eat, naturally there's no insulin that is released in your body, so your blood, your sugar levels are down. And if your sugar levels are down, your body has no choice but to use the energy from your muscles, from your fat that's stored in your body. It uses that fat as energy. Have you ever noticed if, like, for example, you are fasting, or let's say if you've never fasted, maybe if you dieting, because dieting, so whether you're fasting or whether you are dieting, and then you go through a period of like feeling really hungry, especially when you're fasting, in the first couple of hours you feel really hungry, and then like towards the fifth, sixth hour, something sort of stabilizes in your body somehow, right? And you don't really feel like that hungry, because that's where your body now goes and uses the fat that is stored in your body, because there's fat in your body. It uses that fat for energy, as opposed to you keep giving your body food and insulin is released, and then you get yourself in this opportunity, you get yourself in this situation where there's more than enough energy in your body because you keep eating and eating and you don't allow your body to have low insulin. So you're not even allowing your body to be in a fat burning mode. Fat burning mode, meaning your body using fat, right? Meaning your body using fat for energy, means you're not eating, right? So your body has no choice but to use the fat that is stored, as opposed to you giving your body food all the time, when in fact there is a lot of fat that is stored in your body for you to use. So this is what happens in your body, and this goes for whatever you eat. Your glucose is released in your body, whatever you eat, right? And then insulin follows, and so forth and so forth. But there are certain food groups, and it's the ones that we love, that we eat and we abuse. Because honestly, you can have bread maybe during the day, 2 slices of bread, and then maybe skip 2 other days and not have bread, because carbs really contribute to high levels of insulin. To be honest, they increase your blood sugar quite high, and then that is why we have issues around people who are insulin resistant, like people with sugar diabetes, right? The reason for that is because when they say you are insulin resistant, it means that you are always eating and you eat larger portions. You're always eating, so your insulin is always working overtime. You never give it an opportunity to go down because you're always eating, to a point where now it's uncontrollable. It's always up because you are not giving it an opportunity to actually like lower. So you are insulin resistant now because your insulin is struggling to go down on its own. So that is why people like that like take medication. And I know, and diabetes that has 2 types, and the other one is hereditary. We have those, but there's this one that it's like self-inflicted. It's your habit. So your bad habits with food, will have you struggling with diabetes, not because it's hereditary, not because it's in your family, but because of the way you eat. You are now insulin resistant, because your insulin just is always up. You're always eating. You don't give it an opportunity to go down. So, yeah, for me, understanding this information was vital in my weight loss journey. And I hope that you have also, like, taken this information and it will benefit you in your weight loss journey. Just being empowered and understanding what actually happens in your body whenever you eat. But also, what are you eating, which is another very important thing, right? So before we get to the food groups, because the second part of this video, I want it to be like about the food groups. But before we get there, let's speak about eating frequently. So some people naturally eat 3 times a day. Eat 3 times a day, maybe because that's how we grew up. We're taught you have to eat breakfast, it's the most important meal of the day. Then you have to eat lunch, obviously, naturally, at work, at school, wherever people are going to on lunch. Now you automatically go to lunch and then you eat, and then you come back home and then you have dinner as well. So we need to break some of those cycles. We need to break some of those myths, because they are the reason that we are where we are right now with our weight, right? And I know some of the foods as well that we eat, it's the foods we grew up eating. We never knew that there was anything wrong with them. We kept consuming them. And now that we are older, our bodies can't actually take consuming that type of food. So yeah, we need to really like look into the food that we eat. And granted, I know healthy food is expensive. Like, that's just the reality of it. However, you just need to figure out for yourself how you can maneuver around this. Like, it's one of those things, you just have to do it. Like, there's just no other way. You have to do it if you're really serious about losing the weight, right? And also, I know another thing is we want to eat a variety of different food every day. We get bored by eating the same thing. But I guess I'm going to bore you in this video, because the foods that I'm going to advise that you eat, it's the same thing over and over again, but it is going to give you the results that you need, okay? Very important. Rather than the processed foods, let's leave that in the past. So when it comes to food groups, we've got carbs. I'm going to say carbs slash sugar, because carbs turn into sugar whenever you consume it. We've got fiber, we've got protein, we've got fats, right? Fat, actually, in the food group, is the one that will increase your insulin levels the lowest, or even your insulin level will not even like increase like that whenever you consume fats. And when I say fats, I mean good fats like avocado, walnuts, olive oils, butter, like real butter. Those are really good for you. Like ghee, if you want different types of oils that you can use for cooking, that's like, those are the types of oils, like good butter, not like processed butter, because there's that processed butter, no, the one in the tub, that butter is processed. And then the one in the one that's like, and then the one that is like a brick butter, go read the ingredients. Make sure there's other ones that are like processed, but also the price will tell you, because the real butter, that one is like on the expensive side, and it only has like 1 or 2 ingredients, which is like cream or milk, and the second ingredient is salt if it's salted butter. If it's unsalted, then it has like 1 ingredient, because what else is supposed to be there, right? Because it's from the milk and then the cream, and it's turned into butter. They churn it and it turns into butter, rather than the processed butter. They put this, they put that, they put that. Okay, so carbs, whenever you eat carbs, now carbs is your bread, your rice, your pap, that food, whenever you consume it, when it gets into your body cannot break it down on its own. It automatically has to turn it into sugar in order to be processed into your body. Now, when it turns into sugar increases your insulin level way up high, right? So that's where then you end up, the people that are consuming like a lot of those end up having insulin resistance, because you're eating all day, and even the type of food that you're eating is not good. It's one that increases your insulin levels high. And then you've got protein. Protein is obviously like your meats, your fish, your chicken, your red meat, your cottage cheese. Those ones have like a protein. Your eggs, my. And then you've got your fiber, which are your nuts, your seeds, your vegetables, your fruit. So those are the food groups. But I think what happens most of the time in this food group in this food group, we mostly consume carbs more than all the other food groups. Whenever we eat, like think about it. In the morning, you are there with your 4 slices of bread, processed butter, okay, caramel, latte, huh? Sugar, carbs, everything. That's like there's no protein there. There's no there's just it's just carbs and sugar, and then at lunchtime we're futhi eating carbs again, pasta. So it's not bad to eat carbs, but it's just the way in which we consume them. We eat them so much. We eat them so much. For me personally, I'd say leave carbs altogether if you're really serious about losing weight, and until you get to a point where you've lost the amount of weight that you want to lose, and then now you are maintaining. But even in your maintaining stage, you need to be very careful, because you might go back, to your ways, so you need to be very calculative about the food that you eat. So those are the food groups that you need to like really, that's the food group that you need to really be careful about. Carbs, I'd say, as you're starting out your weight loss journey, cut out carbs altogether. Focus on protein, focus on fats, focus on fiber. So also another important thing when it comes to weight is recognize for yourself what is a problem, because we've got different issues when it comes to it. Some people like to snack a lot, they like eating sweets a lot, so those things you already know. They like drinking cold drink, and obviously they've got a lot of sugar, so those things contribute so much to weight gain. And then on the other hand, you have somebody else who likes bread, like myself. Mina, I love bread. And I knew that bread was my biggest downfall, because I'm not really a person that snacks much. I was never really a person that like likes sweets. I don't have a sweet tooth. I don't snack much. I don't snack. Like, I'm not a snacker. I don't like sweets. I don't like abomapa banana. But I did have my weaknesses. And number one was bread. Was bread and was Coca-Cola. Okay. Those were my things. And these things are so dangerous to weight gain. Because if you're gonna have bread every day, twice a day, I mean, come on, what are you expecting? You are definitely going to gain weight. So I would say, first of all, the things that have worked for me personally, as I said, look at what your problem area is and deal with it. If it's eating sweets, cut them. Don't say I'm gonna have sweets once a week. Cut them, especially when you're still starting out. You need to really be serious about your weight loss journey. If you really want to lose the weight, you will do this. You will cut all the foods that you know are not good for you and are making you gain weight. And I've already told you, all those foods, the carbs, those ones, you must just like cut them out altogether, right? So there are many diets out there. There's the carnivore diet, there's the OMAD, there's, I don't know, whatever else. But for me, the most important thing is focus on the things that are a struggle for you first. Deal with those first, and as soon as you deal with those first, you will see the results, I promise you. If you're always drinking cold drink, stop. If you're always eating bread, stop. If you're eating pap, if you're eating rice, stop. If you're eating sweet snacks, stop. Like, stop completely and see what will actually happen, right? That's number one. And then number two, I would say intermittent fasting has really helped me so much, because it meant, one, I'm not eating 3 times a day. I'm not doing that. I cut breakfast altogether, because what am I trying to do? I'm trying to manage that insulin, right? I'm trying to be in a fat burning mode. I'm allowing my body to use what? Stored fat. I'm not using energy from the food. So intermittent fasting has been a game changer for me. Literally, I know some people are like, yeah, I've always been intermittent fasting. Oh, I do anyway intermittent fast because I don't eat in the morning. But what do you break your fast with? When you eat at 12 or at 1, what are you eating? That's the most important thing. And another thing is, last night, what time did you stop eating? Because if you were eating at 9 p.m. and the next day you're eating at 11, I mean, you know what I mean? You need to give your body enough time to be in a fat burning mode. So for example, stop eating at 7. Also, it will just cut many things for you. You will sleep well. That's for me. And you know what? In the beginning, it's tough. But as you go along, your body adjusts and it gets used to the flow of things. And eventually, you will get to a point where your body is used to it. Stop eating at 7. And just try this for a week and tell me if you cannot see results, please. Stop eating at 7 in the evening, and then at 12 the following day, don't eat breakfast, don't eat anything. If you are the type of person that needs energy maybe from coffee, you can drink black coffee, no sugar. Have your coffee in the morning. If really, you know, if you're a coffee person and you need that kind of energy. If not, don't drink anything, don't eat anything. And then 12, at 12 you can start eating your lunch or your breakfast. You're breaking your fast. And then what you eat there is very important, because remember, you've been in a fat storing mode the whole time, so your body has eaten up a lot of your fat the whole time, from 7 o'clock when you stopped eating up until the next day at 12. So now if you eat carbs, your insulin level goes really high, right? So you want to keep it at a normal rate, so that eventually later on in your life you also don't have issues with insulin resistance. So what do you eat? Just eat eggs. Eat eggs, bacon, avocado. Eggs, bacon, avocado. If you don't like eggs, angas. Like, please start liking eggs, because then that will be your savior in this whole thing, okay? That will be your savior. Or if you can eat meat during the day, if you can, then you can also do that, because it's good. It's protein. It's not going to increase your insulin levels like that. So eat eggs, um, and then bacon, because it also has good fats, and it's a good source of protein. And then avocado. Not a huge meal, just a normal meal kahle. And then I promise you, the way that protein keeps you satiated for such a long time, it will keep you satiated. And then you'll eat again at 7. So you've eaten at 12, and then you'll eat again at 7. I know it sounds like, what? Am I going to survive? Yes, you will. It's going to be hard in the first few days, in the first few weeks. It's going to be challenging.
Yes, I knew it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be difficult. But we're gonna run. We're gonna keep on moving. Left, right. Left, right. Hey, hey, hey. Yana ya kwe. What are you next? Hey.
But if you want to lose weight, you will do it. And then at 7, you can then have your protein. You can have your red meat with your veggies, or your chicken, or your fish. You know, at 7, you eat that, and then that's it for the day. You drink your water. Leave cold drinks, leave non-sugar cold drinks even at that point, because you are trying to train your body to get out of the bad habits. Okay, so do that for the next week, just 1 week, and then tell me how you feel, and tell me if you have not lost weight, because I promise you will feel the difference. So just eat twice a day, and just don't eat carbs at all. Don't eat carbs at all. No sugar, no carbs. Carbs is equals to sugar. It's the same thing. As I've said, your body treats carbs as sugar. It doesn't know how to break it down. It just, treats it as sugar. So do that for a week, and then let me know on the comment section of this video how it actually goes. Initially, when I started, I also started like walking on the treadmill, but then I quickly realized, good to know, you know what, actually, I mean, I don't like any form of exercise. Personally, that's just me, right? I'm telling you about me. If you want to exercise, you're more than welcome to do so. But for me personally, I've lost the weight without exercise at all. And in the beginning, I used to, if you watched my YouTube videos there in January, February, I used to walk on the treadmill just for my 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But then I quickly realized I actually don't like this. And I feel like I don't want to do something that I know I'm not going to be able to maintain. This is not for me. Exercising is good for you, but personally for me, I'd rather I'd rather eat, good food rather than exercise. So I stopped very early on. I was like, no, this is definitely not for me. But I still lost the weight. Why? Because I understood the science behind gaining weight. So yeah, basically that's what I did. I intermittent fasted, which is what I still do to this day. And then whenever I break my fast, I make sure with whatever I eat, is food that is good for me. As I said, I'm at a point of maintaining right now. So once a week, I'll have myself a McDonald's. What else? I hardly eat with them in the house, because obviously they eat pap, rice, meat, all of these things. I never eat with them. I eat my own food, and luckily I love eggs. So for me, this is a very big advantage, because I really love eggs, and I feel like eating eggs is the one thing that's going to save you, because it's a whole food. Eggs, fruits, meat, those are whole foods, and that's what your body will thrive on, rather than processed food and carbs and all of that. Things like oats, sugar, things like cornflakes, sugar, porridge, and you know I love porridge. You guys know I used to have porridge all the time. Like I'm not a porridge girly. Even at this stage where I'm maintaining my weight, there's just certain foods that I will never go back to. Maybe one day if I'm feeling like, oh, I'm craving dog, I can have it, but I promise you, maybe I can have it and I will go another month or two without having it. For now, we're not talking about maintaining anyway. Let's talk about where you are starting. You are starting with intermittent fasting, and when you do break your fast, don't eat carbs, don't eat sugar. Don't snack, don't do none of that. You know, your body doesn't need that. And then eat your protein and veggie in the evening, and then during the day, or if you're at work and maybe you don't wanna eat breakfasty type of food, then you can still have your meats and anything that is not carbs. Anything that you can eat that is not carbs and sugar, you are good to go. So yeah, anyway, guys, I don't want to make this video way too long. I know that it's probably still long, but I hope that you've learned a thing or two and you've taken a tip or two and you're going to do what I told you, and then give me feedback in the comment section about how it's going. Is it gonna be hard? Yes. Is it gonna be difficult? Yes. But are we gonna do it? Absolutely, because we are working on our bodies, and we are working on our health, because health is wealth. You want to feel good about your body, so it starts now. You know, in order for you to not have diabetes issues down the line, it starts now. You need to work on it now. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have found this video insightful and informative, and if you have, please drop a comment below. You've tried this diet or this new lifestyle for a week. Let me know in the comment section as well below how it's going, and you know, if you've seen any results at all. But I know that you will, for sure, 100%. I know that you will. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and here's to your new body. Your new body is on the way. It's coming. It's right around the corner. And I didn't even show you my before and after. Like, okay, I'm gonna put the pictures here. I obviously have shared these pictures many times, but for people that are actually watching this video for the first time, this is my before. I'm gonna put it here. Look at that girl. Look at that girl. Yeah. I was like, no. And then this is my after. This is my after. Slender summer catalog. And then look at the difference in my face. I'm going to put another picture here of like a selfie that I took while I was still a chubby cheeks. And then the after. Obviously the after is still, but you know, but like, can you see the difference? Can you guys see the difference? I know you can. Anyway, guys, love you loads. Let's catch up on the next video. Bye.